Hi, I'm Nick Abruzzese. I'm a costumer and a cosplay artist from Eastern Pennsylvania. I'm part of the Mandalorian Mercs, the Pennsylvania Star Wars Collecting Society, the Legion of SuperVillains, and the finest, the G.I. Joe Costume Club.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Cosplayer Hotspot. I'm James Hannon, your host and author of Anatomy of a Cosplayer, Tales from Behind the Mask. I'm here with Nick Abruzzese, a member of the Mandalorian Mercs, and the
Pennsylvania Star Wars Collecting Society, PSWCS.org.
Which I will never remember, but he's a really good friend. One of the sexy three.
Sexy but not ridiculously good looking, sorry.
Something like that. Anyhow, welcome to the show. We'll be talking to Nick about his exploits in costuming. Ready to go?
Ready to go. I've always had a love of Star Wars. Ever since I was a little kid, it's always been my favorite. I found Star Wars costuming in Celebration 2 in Indianapolis. It was the first time I saw anyone in a Star Wars costume and realized then that that's something that I definitely wanted to do. Many years later, I was able to build my own costume and decided that I was going to do a Mandalorian costume as my first costume because it was something that I could do myself, something that was personal, and it didn't conform to anything other than what I wanted it to be. So I started with Mandalorians, have branched out into other costumes. Now I do Marvel and DC and a lot of other pop culture cosplays, and I'm branching out from there. Oh, I have so many costumes now, probably well over 20. I started obviously with Star Wars, and my Mandalorian costume is definitely one of my favorites to wear all the time. I've been doing a lot of Fallout costumes lately. I really like the Fallout genre, the Silver Shroud, Atom Cats. I'm going to do a Vault Dweller in the very near future. I also do Jonah Jameson from Marvel, which is kind of one of my all-time favorites and something that everybody kind of looks at me to do. I just recently started doing some DC stuff. I've got debuted Commissioner Gordon, which I think turned out really well, and I've got some upgrades for it already. So the next con, look for me as Commissioner Gordon with some upgrades. I've also got a lot of different Marvel stuff going on. I've got some Punisher stuff that I like to do. So I also have some Star Wars costumes that I haven't done yet that aren't finished yet. So I'm kind of working on some more Star Wars stuff too. The Mandalorian Mercs Costume Club, worldwide organization dedicated to Mandalorian costuming. The club is awesome, very unique. We're a custom club, so you can make the costumes kind of any way you want. You can add your colors. There's obviously CRLs and things that you have to hit, but there's a lot of personalization you can do in your costumes. That I love. Everyone in the Mandos is awesome. We're very open and friendly. We do a lot of charity work locally. We also do a lot of charity work on a club level, worldwide level. We have Little Warriors International, which is our own personal charity, where we make sure that families at Christmas time are taken care of every year. So I'm glad to support that and to give money to that and give my time to that. The club is fantastic. Like I said, everyone's very open and welcoming. Come to an armor party, come to an event, talk to us. The costumes are great. Everyone's great. Looking to join the Mandalorians? If you're looking to join us, find us at any event. Find us obviously on Facebook, MandalorianMercs.com, or actually it's MandalorianMercs.org because we are 501c3 somewhere along there. Find us on Facebook. The Pennsylvania clan is Mavoila Clan. Find us on Facebook there too. If you can't find that, you can always find me on Facebook, Nick Abruzzese, or Jedi Hunter Cosplay. Find me on Facebook. I'll point you right to it. Ask me any questions you want about joining the Mandalorians. Definitely like to have you. I've been a member now for going on 8 years. Been wearing this costume for about that long. And if I can do it on a shoestring budget, you can do it on a shoestring budget. So if you're interested in it, look me up. The Pennsylvania Star Wars Collecting Society is a group of like-minded people in the state of Pennsylvania. We're all collectors of anything and everything Star Wars. So from vintage to modern to Legos to autographs to artwork, you name it, we collect it. We're just a loose affiliation. We have meetings on occasion at members' houses, and we just talk Star Wars. We do a charity drive every year. We sell charity medallions, which are licensed by Lucasfilm, limited to 1,000 pieces each. We have a specific charity that we choose each year for each coin, and their name and our logo are on the coin. They're highly collectible because, like I said, there's only 1,000 of them. We also do a lot of local events. Like today, I'm at the Sellersville Museum in Sellersville, Pennsylvania, where a bunch of members are displaying our collections for the public, which is to just, hey, talk about Star Wars and have some fun with it. But again, we're doing some charity work here also by selling our charity medallions, but we're also doing basket raffles for members of our group who have passed away from cancer for the Fox Chase Cancer Center. So we do a lot of that stuff. But again, it's just a lot of people talking about Star Wars and enjoying the love of Star Wars together and the love of collecting together. I don't know if I have a best one. I really just enjoy the feeling of wearing the costumes. I really enjoy when someone sees a costume for the first time and that first smile that they give you is such a genuine, really true to their soul kind of a smile. They recognize the costume, they point at you, they say the name of the character you're going to be. That I really enjoy. I get even better kick out of it when it's a somewhat obscure character, where someone says, "Oh, I know that guy," and that's the kind of feeling I really enjoy going to shows and going to events. That's that, you know, that first smile is the best one. I don't really have too many bad experiences costuming. Most of them have obviously been positive. I've had obviously mishaps where costumes have broken or I've left pieces at home, and that's disappointing, but they're not really too bad. I have had a time where I was fat shamed. That happened on a Facebook post. Someone saw a friend of mine posted a picture, and someone I didn't know, you know, called me fat in my costume, and it was very hurtful. I mean, I'm not a super slim guy, but I'm pretty confident with my own, you know, my own body size the way it is, but it's still hurtful. So, you know, I'm sympathetic with people who get that more often than I do. You know, unfortunately, you know, it happens to a lot of us. You know, we put ourselves out there in a public space to do this for our own reasons, and you know, some people don't have as much self-confidence, you know, and they feel more confident in a costume, you know, and there are lots of bullies out there. You know, and we all get it, you know, some way or another. I mean, I probably haven't gotten it a whole lot, but I have gotten it, and it does hurt. You know, it's not something that's easy to get past. So, you know, I'm definitely for all cos-positive stuff. You know, all body shapes can cosplay, and everyone can cosplay, and you can do it too. If I can do it as an old man and a chubby old man, you can do it. I love costuming. I love building the costumes. I love researching the costumes. The more obscure, the better. I like wearing the obscure costumes. I really enjoy how people react to the obscure costume, the character that's a little bit out there, that's not the everyday character. You know, it's not the Thor, it's not the Captain America. It's that guy in the background that everybody kind of knows but doesn't know until they see you in costume and go, "Oh, that's really cool." So I like doing all the research around that to figure out how to do that costume. I kind of get a little bit obsessive on the little details, and I usually build the costume with as much detail as I can and then go back into it and fix it up later on over the course of a number of years and find better things for all the little details. Costuming is going, it's definitely going more mainstream. It's still a little out there for the general public, but I think with Marvel and DC and their cinematic universes coming to definitely be more mainstream, people are recognizing that costuming is a nice, fun hobby, and they're enjoying it. I think kids have always known that it was fun to dress up, but I think adults are realizing now that it's just as much fun to dress up. So I don't think there's going to be a fall off. I think it's just going to go. I don't think it'll get any bigger, but I think it's definitely becoming more mainstream, and you're seeing more regular people do it and try to build their own costumes. And I think that helps the clubs and organizations because those people are seeing us at a higher level and trying to emulate what we do and make the clubs better because more people is always better. But I think it's definitely here to stay, and it'll be here for a long time. That's a good question. I used to think of myself strictly as a costumer, starting with, you know, Star Wars clubs where there's a lot more information and a lot more attention to detail. But now that I've done other things with smaller groups or less affiliated groups, and my own groups, I've decided and realized that I'm probably more of a cosplayer than anything else. I think the terms are still interchangeable. I don't look at one as derogatory or over the other, and I tell people that I'm a cosplayer probably more because the term cosplayer is a little bit more ubiquitous to the public knowledge. So, I don't think there's I don't think there's a wrong answer. I think they're both the right answer, and you can choose whatever you like, as long as you're not putting down the other one.
You don't have best friends. You have great friends and good friends you want to hang out with, but you never have a best friend. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't. I'm a loser. Whatever. Nobody loves me.
He likes to rant.
Send money. Cheer me up.